What's happening, everyone? Remember when I said I wasn't going to stream this weekend? I'm going to take it off. I'm going to work on my validators. I'm going to, keep learning there. I'm going to take a break. Well, that didn't happen because I've been working on the stream, putting the material together for probably a couple weeks now, on and off. And I was like, yeah, I've had it on my mind. I want to get it off my mind. I want to get it off my chest. I want to spread the word and the information that I can. So I think it'll be good. I'd like to do it now because next week I'm super booked on streams. And the week after that, I'm taking a break. So I want to get it in this weekend. So happy Saturday. Thank you for coming. I hope to make it worth your while. I've got some interesting stuff put together. And this usually doesn't happen, but you get to bring up any coin you want in the RH ecosystem. That's the only caveat. Any coin you want, and we'll discuss it. I'll at least talk about it if I'm familiar with it. If I'm not, I'll give you we'll talk about it in some way. So get your favorite coin. If I'm not already talking about it or have it on the list, feel free. This is one of the few it's one of the few streams where I'm taking requests from my people in the chat to talk about this stuff. So we say hi to the chat. Speaking of them, we are strong and growing. What's up, Chase Jonathan? Good to see you. Good to see you. We are going. We're going right now. UFO to go. Classic favorite of the channel. Appreciate it, man. Good to see you as always. Footsteps. We are going. We're going. True. It was supposed to be at 7, and then I said 7:30, didn't I? And I came 2 minutes early on to start the stream 2 minutes early. So there you go. Should interview your friend Somi. Yeah, I think I tweeted at him. I told him he should come on sometime. So hook us up, man. Tag us both on Twitter and be like, your friend Somi, you should go on RHMax because he wants to have you on. And then, start the conversation. Sometimes it takes people doing that to kind of start the conversation to let other people know. Because, for example, if you tweet at me, hey, why don't you talk about this sometime? And I'm actually interested in doing that. And I think it's a good idea. Obviously, there's a couple check boxes we have to do there. But that gives me motivation. It's like, oh, that's, I should talk about that because people want to hear about that. At least one person does. So, and if you get 10 or 15 likes on the post, then you can kind of extrapolate the number of people interested in topics. So anyways, yeah, feel free to tag us on Twitter and get a conversation going. I've seen a lot of the good work he does, so I'd like to have him on for sure. Frenchie made bullies. Let's do it. Let's go, baby. Exactly. UFO. Who else we got here? Bright Light Crypto. What's up, man? Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Hex Glenn. Good to see anyone who has Hex or PulseChain or RH in their handle. You can rest assured they, unless they change their name, they probably won't be looking too much outside the ecosystem. That's one of the signs you can tell that they may be around for a while. There's plenty of people who don't have that who'll be around for a while too. But once you make your handle, make your name something, and you stick with it, of course you can always change it. People do it sometimes, but it tends to keep you within the ecosystem. Again, RH Maximalist. I don't go looking outside there too often. I gotta constantly reminded that where my place is, and that's good. I want to pigeonhole myself into this ecosystem. I did it on purpose. I have a mission, and I want to stick with it. What's up, Lario? Good to see you. Good to see you. Wow. Sorry, I cannot pronounce your name. Wallison Ferreira. Where you see Hex next 5 months? I see it shining brightly in the crypto ecosystem. But we'll start with Hex here in a second and get more into it. Again, if you haven't watched a lot of shows, I don't give predictions. I don't do moon math. My guests can do moon math if they want. I don't give you all this hopium. I don't blather about this a million exits, everything's going to do. I did put 100x in the title just because, question mark. So again, no predictions or anything. We know 100x is easy for this type of ecosystem in the right market conditions. Based on history alone, again, no predictions. But yeah, I'll get to Hex in a second. Bright Light Crypto. I'm staying around for a while. Yeah, man. Once you get in 15 years, you tend to start to like to love the stuff around here, right? And it's a good thing. It's one of the best things that you can be put into where you save yourself from getting rid of your money. Again, love HSIs, but my retirement bags aren't HSIs because I want to make sure in moments of weakness I don't get rid of my wealth. Nice, good to see you again, Luna C Point. You either won or came runner up the other day in trivia. Can't quite remember. We gave away some of the Hex books the other day, so good to see you again. Yeah, man. Come on up for a meetup sometime if you're interested. There's a Telegram group that we try to keep it, Washington, but there's some Oregonians in there too, floating around every once in a while. Crypto Combustion, if you don't know him, I recommend you get up with him because he's around Oregon too. They may do some Oregon meetups too. So a lot of good Hex crypto meetups. We did a stream the other day about that. It's pretty cool. So let's see. I'll leave it on HexGlen here for a minute just to keep things simple. Again, if I'll be talking about a few different coins, I'm going through the top 5 different coins that I can see that have been airdrops or good for staking or free claims. So just nomenclature wise, when I talk about Richard's coins, Hex, PulseChain, PulseX, I call them blue chips. So FYI, when I say blue chips, I just mean, the top 3. And everything else sort of is extrapolated from them for better or for worse. So the blue chips, I'll talk about Hex first, but again, I want to go through the top, not necessarily my favorite ones, but ones that I've seen within the ecosystem. They've been around for a while. They've gotten nods from some of the OGs. Again, this stream's not about endorsing any particular coins, just going over what seems to be the best and brightest in the big sub-communities of launch products, stuff that actually exists that you can play with. And I may have some affinity, of course, everyone knows I have affinity for Hedron, the ecosystem, and some of the other ones, but I want to focus on ones that were given to Hexkins for free. There's a lot of free money and a lot of free coins, or 1-for-1. Maxi was 1-for-1 Hex. Seems to have worked out pretty well so far, and it should for the next 15 years, I imagine. If theoretically it should, because you have a big trustless stake pool, maximizing the yield, and the derivative comes from that. We'll talk about Maximus as well. So again, I'm not foundering in if the founder did this or did that, or if they remove some feature you like from Hex, or you don't like the coin, or you think it's a scam without explicit proof, of course. As RH says, you post a picture of a puppy on the internet, and at least one person will hate on it. So I want to talk about the coins that I have seen that meet a simple criteria. So they're either free claim, airdrop, or enable trustless staking, no middleman stuff, or with a strong relation to the RH DeFi ecosystem. They're up and running. They're working as intended. And that's basically the criteria for a lot of stuff I'm going to be talking about. So before starting with anything else, let's start with what started it all. Almost goes without saying, Hex. So I'm going to bring up cryptographics. By the way, I'm going to drop a link to cryptographics book. Hopefully I have that around here somewhere, because definitely want people to check out his book. Let's see, let me get to his website, and then I think I can find it, but I want to make sure everyone can see that as well. So this is the book, but I want to bring up Graphics' website, cryptographics.com. It's under his products. If you haven't downloaded or seen his book yet, it is fantastic. And let's see. Here we go, Crypto Bible. There it is. So it's free. You just got to add it to your cart, and it doesn't charge you any money or anything. And anyone interested in that, that's what I'm going to be going through today. You can download it for free. So let's start with Hex. I'll get back to chat in a moment, but start with Hex. So if you're not familiar, again, this is a graphics book. It's a crypto Bible, amazing stuff, Book of Hex. What is it? Smart contract on the Ethereum blockchain, soon to be PulseChain, of course. Certificate of deposit, basically lock up your coins. You earn yield. You can lock it up for up to 15 years, 3.69% inflation and yield. And let's see, I don't want to butcher all this stuff. I'm trying to read and poke around here a minute. You can hold it liquid. There's HSIs, which we get into with Hedron as well. There's like add-ons to Hex, but everything starts with Hex. Everything that comes after Hex, all the different products, even PulseChain was meant to solve a problem, high fees for Hex, right? That was the original idea. So here's a staking flow chart. Choose how many days you want, pay the gas fee, wait till it ends. There's also emergency end staking. Do not recommend you do that unless absolutely necessary, because you're going to lose a lot of stuff. There's all kinds of math around, you lose a lot of it towards the end and all that stuff. So anyways, it's trustless income while you sleep. Fantastic. Don't have to play the market cycles. Don't have to get fudded out. Good stuff. You have a Hex stake, no matter what's going on, unless you take a huge penalty, you're not going to FUD yourself out. It's great. So T-shares, of course, everything's based on that. If you want to own more T-shares, you get more. Essentially, own more T-shares, you get more Hex, you get more payouts. Beautiful system, beautiful system. So I'm not going to deep dive into each one of these. Again, there's a whole book that talks about all this, but I just want to give you a picture. People who aren't super familiar, this is how the stuff works at a high level. And of course, with Hedron and stuff, I bring the experts in to deep dive on that stuff, because there's a lot going on. But what you need to know is longer pays better, bigger pays better. You lock it up, you're in interest. Price tends to go up historically. There you go. That is Hex. So again, I dropped the link in the chat. You can check out Cryptographics. Awesome book. We're gonna come back to it in a minute. Let's see. Let me get down to Hedron, and then I'll leave it here for a sec. But I wanted to check out also hexmodel.com, another fantastic website by Dev Huey. The link for the t-shirt. I really don't remember where I got this t-shirt. I wish I could tell you. I just Google for Hex swag and I find it on different websites, and I buy it from time to time. So sorry, I really don't remember. It's been a while since I bought this one. So hexmodel.com. We'll talk about communists in a bit too. Let's see. So yeah, you can just see different charts with different payouts. There's obviously hexfire.io. I had Crispy on the show yesterday. Also a fantastic website. You can get 100 different models and charts and different stuff for it. Stake text, in-stake penalties. You can look at the price. You can look at the T-share price as well. Let's go to Nomics real quick. Check the price of Hex. We know the monthly chart looks, whoa, what the hell was that? What's going on? Did I zoom in? That does not look correct. What is up? Okay. Don't know why it's displaying like that. It's fine earlier. Okay, there you go. That looks better. So anyways, what was it? Somebody said January 11th. If you would have see somebody tweet that today, if you would have bought January 11th, I think that was supposedly the previous local bottom, at least. Could be the bottom, but that's kind of hard to say at this point. But anyways, price been going up. We'll see what happens this year. We'll see what happens next week or month and PulseChain launch, but price had been going up recently. So just want to show that. And Hex holders, another great website, hexdailystats.com. We can see that the holders every day, hundreds of more people. These are not, some of them are, we can also put stakers on here too. But as far as holders go, just new wallets that have Hex in them, these are really good stats. Hundreds of people each day, 500,000 holders. That's an incredible number if you just look where Hex came from, but it's a drop in the bucket to our potential for how many wallets we can actually get with Hex. And I wonder with, so with PulseChain, same number at the fork, you'll have PulseChain, you'll have Hex in your PulseChain wallet as well. Could you say that there's Hex in millions of wallets? Because you got ETH POW, ETH Fair, every Ethereum fork plus PulseChain will have Hex in those wallets. So I guess you could say after PulseChain launches, there's over 2 million wallets with Hex in them over the different networks. So cool stuff there. And let's see. With that, I will go into Hedron, and then I'll look at chat in a minute. I want to blaze through a little bit of this so we can talk about them. Number one, Hedron. So let's see what you guys can see. Can you see that okay? So Hedron, lots of different ways to look at the ideal ethos, the product. Token that represents a B share, turns your HEX stake into a Bitcoin miner. Alex from Hedron said that before. Basically, you can mint coins from your HEX stakes. So if you have HEX stakes, you can mint Hedron up until the stake's ending. There's also borrowing and lending. There's auctions. We'll check out, Hedron.today. It's a really cool community-made auction site. There's HSIs, which are tradable HEX stakes, NFTs. Lots of fun stuff in the ecosystem. So let me throw up. So again, amazing book from Graphics. Has a bunch of stuff on Hedron. Won't get into it too much, but let me throw up the Hedron.today. You can look at the auctions, and the auctions play a part in ICOSA, which we'll get to as well, and all kinds of fun stuff. But you can see all these are wrapped HEX stakes that you can bid on. And there's been people been getting a good deal. I've been live streaming before. We've been watching the auctions, and I think one went for 60% off of what the actual value for the HEX is in those stakes. So don't sleep on these auctions. If you're looking to get a good deal on some of this stuff, throw that in the chat. So that's Hedron.today. And then we have app.icosa.pro, which is the DeFi portal. Nope, not right now. DeFi portal. And again, if I had MetaMask logged in, we could look at your different Hedron stakes. Yeah, you can't see them right now, but you can look at the auctions tab. You can look at HEX here. You can manage your HEX stakes here, or go to hex.com/stake. You can look at your HSIs. You can make new HSIs. You can look at your What's NFTs, which we'll get to as well as an aside, because we can't talk about Hedron ecosystem without talking about those NFTs. They're very cool. And you can also look at your yield. You can stake Hedron. You can stake ICOSA as well. Lots of fun stuff. So that's app.icosa.pro. So I'll just leave that there for a minute. Go back to the Bible, the crypto Bible. And then actually, let me go over to Hex model. Yeah, Hex model's got Hex stuff. It's got ICOSA, Watts, of course. Let me look at Hedron. Lots of cool daily stats for Hedron here too. Yeah, you can see how much minted, loaned. You can, this stuff is super cool. Burned, interest rates, all kinds of great stuff. So very cool. Again, I don't want this stream to be like 2 hours long, so just going to go through these, and then again, pick up Graphics book if you want to deep dive, because it's got a lot of amazing stuff. Let me get to ICOSA. Yeah, here's a great HSI flowchart. Cool stuff. So ICOSA. So ICOSA, you think of it as improving the Hedron ecosystem with staking, sending more HSIs, again, like the HEX NFTs, to the auction to burn Hedron. You stake Hedron and stake ICOSA to earn both, or trade HSIs in for ICOSA. And you may know it as the massive yield coin, as literally, if you've been staking for the past few months or so, you may have seen over 100% APY type stuff. It's just incredible. Amazing stuff. So yeah, some people have literally been getting 100%. I've heard even higher numbers, but again, I'm not here for moon math stuff, but amazing addition to the Hedron ecosystem. And we can also see some of the ICOSA stats with Hex model. So again, you stake Hedron to earn, I know I'm going to mess this up. You stake Hedron to earn ICOSA, and you stake ICOSA to earn both ICOSA and Hedron. Somebody correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but I believe that is the case. And you can see a ton of ICOSA staked, almost 92%. You can see the motivations for staking. It's kind of a no-brainer if you look at the numbers. That's why most people are doing it. Hedron, good portion of it is. Again, ICOSA seems to be the biggest yield of the pools. You can look down the different whales and sharks in them. With, let's see. Yeah, amazing stuff. And ICOSA, another big part of the Hedron ecosystem. So, and then Watsa. So let's click on Watsa real quick. I don't know if graphics mentions Watsa. Not sure if he does. No, Book of Synergy too. Yeah, so that's cool. Basically, positive price feedback loops. He goes over some of that stuff too. But with Watsas, these are these limited edition NFTs backed by or redeemable for ICOSA. And you could have traded in HEX. You could have traded in other coins to get them during the launch period, maybe 10 days or so. So it's basically a game of chicken. There's about 21,000 Watsa NFTs in existence right now. Each one that is burned increases the position of the pool, and therefore the value based on the amount of ICOSA that can be minted from burning it for everyone else. So your Watsa is accruing ICOSA over time, and when you burn it, you can get the ICOSA for it. Then you're out of the pool, and then that gives a bigger share of the ICOSA to everyone else. So it's this game of who's going to burn it first. The people that hang on the longest can mint the most ICOSA, that sort of deal. And it tends to get a lot less attention than Hedron and ICOSA because, as Dipcatcher nicely put it the other day, I thought this was great. There's no public chart that looks to trade it. It's an NFT. However, Dev Huey to the rescue, as always, has some cool charts on it, and you can see the different numbers and the chart. I don't know if the chart is. You'll see the number of Watsa goes down over time. So it's actually one of the charts you like to see go down. Instead of number go up, you want to see a Watsa number go down if you are a Watsa holder. So very cool stuff. And we will go to, let's see, I'm not sure if graphics talks about Maximus, but I want to hit on Maximus real quick. No, he goes to PulseChain. Okay, cool. Well, I will just touch on Maximus. So what is it? MaximusDAO.com, I believe. So Maximus is cool. It's a trustless staking pools. Pretty innovative stuff. So even more of not giving your keys to companies to stake it and maybe eventually lose all your money. You don't have to do that. You have an audited contract that pays you what owes you in due time. It's simple. So for example, with Maximus, so there's Maximus ecosystems, there's a whole bunch of different coins. With Maxi, the first product is a 15-year stake. So at the time to get into it, you could have traded your HEX 1-for-1 for Maxi. And these coins theoretically should always be at a premium because they represent a trustless pool of the staked HEX, right? So what are some of the advantages of doing this other than obviously earning more or the coin theoretically being worth more because it's a representation of you earning all the yield of a 15-year stake, which is a huge amount that's easier than solo staking. So future gas fee savings. So when you in-stake in HEX, depending on how big and how long, I think actually mostly how long your stake is, it can be expensive. So some of the 15-year stakes won't even be profitable to end. So some of them will just go without ending, which I guess for HEX holders, it's not a bad deal. But if you own that stake, bad deal, right? You want to be able to end your stake. But it's just expensive on Ethereum, at least at today's numbers and future projections, unless some massive gas fee saving stuff comes up and saves us all, or PulseChain, right? PulseChain should be cheap fees, at least for a while. Or you just make a stake that's so big that you don't care for it to take a certain percentage out. And there's a calculator. I don't have it off the top of my head, but there's a calculator to show you the in-stake suspected gas fee, estimated gas fees as well. Anyways, gas fee savings for longer stakes versus the smaller solo stakes. And it also gives you liquidity. So you have a representation of HEX in a pool of a 15-year stake with Maxi, and there's the other ones too. There's perpetuals. There's a whole bunch of different ones, and you can trade it. So some people will say, "Hey, I don't want to trade my HEX stake. That's me saving myself for myself." Hey, I agree with you in a lot of ways. I feel you. However, if you want liquidity on a trustless stake pool token, Maximus provides that gas fee savings. It makes the pooled HEX tradable. And then they created diamond hands, which is for the perpetuals, which are for 1, 3, 7, and 10-year stakes. That the diamond hands program is an optional feature that allows you to stake the perpetuals too. So in case you are afraid you're going to get rid of them, you don't have to remove that feature of HEX, locking it up, not being able to move it out of your wallet. You can use diamond hands to mitigate some of that too. So that is Maximus, and that is the, let's take a look at the Maxi price right now. We'll look at the perpetuals before we go into the next one. So you can see the HEX price was, 049. This is 60. You can see there's a premium there. You can look at different perpetuals like Lucky. Whoa, that's not a premium. Interesting. Well, don't want to say there's opportunity there, but let's look at the let's see. Yeah, I think the perpetuals have been trading lower for some reason, and I thought that went away. I thought all those opportunities got bought up already, but perhaps not. Let's see, what do we got? Base. Okay, maximum base. Yeah, very interesting. Like that's trading just around. So different. That could be based on different factors. Again, the market not recognizing this opportunity, not taking advantage of it. Liquidity pools could be thin. There's a bunch of different stuff that could be make that. But in theory, they should have a premium. Now, where that premium is now, where that premium is near when the stake ends, when you can actually claim the value, we'll have to see. Yes, UFO could be arbitrage opportunities as well. It's true. So let's move on to, and I'll talk to the chat in just a minute. Just want to get through these couple more. So we're coming up on number 3, because I just threw Watte in as sort of an aside, because I need to talk about it if I'm talking about Hedron ecosystem. Let's talk about, so PLSD. Let's see. Different ones as we went through a long time ago when it first came out. Meme coins, right? This is about free claims. It's about staking. This is about airdrops. No matter what you think of the meme coins or otherwise, it aims to be the premier meme coin and sub ecosystem for PulseChain for meme stuff. There's other meme coins as well, Poor Pleb, all that. But with PLSD, seems to be the most popular one, I would think. A lot of people like this one. Some of them don't. Some don't like the founder. Whatever. All that aside, you can't argue with the free money that came out of it, because I think what was it? They were worth, in the beginning, they were worth $1 or something, and you could claim, depending on your the distribution model was like they want to reward the smaller and middle class people that had that were HEX stakers instead of the whales. So you could have got like $800, $1,000 out of it just for having HEX stakes or having HEX. So we're having HEX stakes. That's what it was. Yeah, it's been a while since I looked at this one. Anyways, now they built like this meme ecosystem with ASIC you can use to mine Pulse Bitcoin. They have a limited edition NFT available as well, I think. So yeah, this whole app where you can use ASIC to start mining Pulse Bitcoin, and then part of it is burned when you end the stake and all this stuff. So they're trying to be like this meme ecosystem within PulseChain, which is available, on Ethereum right now, and you'll get your copies on PulseChain when it launches, of course. So that is another big, strong community around PulseChain, and was free for HEX stakers. So there you go. A lot of people like these guys. And then we got let's look at weight. So this is from Xerox Coast team. And let's see, xeroxcoast.com. And then do they have the weight? Should have weight on here. Yeah, xeroxweight.com. So weight is the free claim for those waiting on PulseChain, lol, and SAC for it, or PulseX, or various projects that are launching on PulseChain. So the founders are also working on fiat on-ramp for PulseChain. X2 seems like a very ambitious and diligent dev team from what I've seen so far. They're very publicly available as far as talking about what they're working on, building these projects. And so you never know what the use case is post PulseChain launch. We don't really know. Will be used for fees for the fiat on-ramp, burning, staking. No weight expectations. We'll just have to wait and see. But you can claim it up until PulseChain launches, and then there's a V2 coming out as well. I believe they posted something. Let me see. I think they posted an update. Yeah. So I think, let's see. Remember to claim your weight on Ethereum before PulseChain is live. So I think when PulseChain goes live, you can claim, you can swap to weight V2. And this is dashboard on private testnet they put out here. So interesting stuff with weight. Another free claim you can claim if you SAC for projects, select number of projects or PulseChain. You can claim it up until PulseChain launches. So cool stuff. Now, last but not least, we got a bonus. I think that was number 5, but I'll put a bonus in there because this has been talked about recently and has gotten a couple nods from some OGs. So I think it's what, communist.app. So communists, not communist. It is communist. It just happens to look like communists. Communists. Say it with me. Communists. That kind of sounds like communists, actually. Communists. There you go. So if you have hex stakes, you can mint com from those hex stakes. And and you can stake. You can only stake. Here's what's interesting about this one. You can only stake the minted com from your stakes. So if you mint it, you can stake it. So you can't buy it off the market and stake it. You can't become a whale just because you have a bunch of money and you want to buy it off the market and then stake it. You need to actually have a vested interest in the Hex ecosystem, be a big staker, and then you can stake that communist you minted off of your Hex stakes. So that was a cool deal they put in there to reward actual Hex stakers, not let people game the market by becoming whales from just buying a bunch off the market if the price dipped and all that. So they really want to reward Hex stakers, not just those who want to get in early and be whales in the staking pool. And I saw that Alex from Hedron had an interesting comment on this. Should I build something that burns communists and lets HSI stakers play the game? There you go. So sounds like it may be around for a while. Sounds like people may be building on it. At least an idea has been thrown around. So could be, actually, I'm guessing you already have astute observation. Got to wait and see. Should be cool though. Should be cool. So those are the top 5 plus a bonus or so, plus an aside with Wata that I've seen as far as free claims, airdrops, and staking, cool staking stuff in the RH or highly related to the RH ecosystem. Now I will look at the chat and I will I'll just leave this one here for now. Cool. Are we still live? Just kidding. Let's go through the chat and see. Yeah, again, sorry, I can't remember where I got this t-shirt, but I do like it. Thank you for, I guess you like it too. Thank you for that. Pumpaminerals.com. Hex Hodl says Pump. What is Pumpaminerals.com? Let's go to that. Minerals.com. Oh, it just redirects to Hex. Cool. All right. I dig. I like that. Second, just writing something down. Fun stream so far. Glad I could get on here and chat with you all on this Saturday. And I feel like chatting too. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Hex takeout wasn't that good program. We had many other methods to mint without paying fees amounts. I don't know. Good programmed. I think didn't Dev Kyle talk about this? I might have talked about this on stream before. There's a reason that needed to actually. So one thing I think was Ethereum changed the S load fee, I believe it was, with one of the EIPs, which jacked it up a lot. And then I don't think that was badly programmed or anything. I think that was just it had to be that way based on what they had to work with for the contract in Ethereum. So I wouldn't necessarily say it wasn't good programmed. I would say that just the way Hex, because Hex is not a simple contract. It's got a lot of things going on to make sure you can't game the system and that it works the way that it should. So I would say that I would say there's a lot of other contracts that have staking and minting that are a lot simpler, and Hex just isn't that simple. So that's why it has that. But again, maybe we saw it with PulseChain. I'm not trying to avoid criticism of Hex. I'm just trying to. I would need more data to compare it against if there's some other complex contracts that do similar things to Hex. Which actually I'm gonna throw up. I have a tweet I'll put up too about all the failed Hex projects that try to copy it. I would say that, I don't think we have all the data to really come to a conclusion on that one. What's up, Sandy Beach? Good to see you. Good to see you. Steve, what's up, man? I know. Definitely want to join for hockey again sometime. A lot of hockey games. Just been tied up recently. What's up, Jerry? Let's see. You guys talking about Blizzard? You guys still talking about? I think I was in that Blizzard conversation the other day on Randy's stream. Is that what you are? Is that just continuing? Is that a different story? Blizzards are great. What's up, Philip? PulseX, welcome. Good to see you. I had Taco Bell today, boycott. Oh gosh, I wouldn't install any of those apps just because I don't want notifications for that stuff, and it's just like a mind share thing. So I just optimize away from having other things tie up my consciousness, sort of thing. And I don't eat fast food very often either, so it's not even like it would work out that well. Yeah, I've not heard complaints about Pulse Doge, dApps, and staking and all that. Liking discount still. Yeah, like I just showed you, it's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. If you want to buy some cheap Hex, the derivatives seem to be on sale for a while. I don't think theoretically, they should not always be like that. Best about Hex swap Maxi. Okay. Better rate. Okay, cool. Good tip. Hex HODL. Communist price. I know. That's a lot of zeros too. I know. I don't know how long it's going to take. Again, it could be one of those. I don't know. Like I said, Alex from Hedron seems to like the idea and wants to support it. So that's why I would say it's not going away if other people are building on it, for example. Should you buy it off the market? No idea. Should you mint it if you have Hex stakes and stake it and see what's worth in the future? Up to you. Hex Hodler, good to see you. What's up, Hex Fam Bam? Let's see. S-load function. Yep, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, so that was one we just couldn't foresee. And I'm pretty sure there's just no way to get around doing that because Hex needs to do that. Oh. Yeah, maybe the stats, we're able to get better stats out of different ways the contracts work and expose data as well. It's really pumping his BNBP. It's not really everything. Oh, okay. Dustin Olson, PulseX buy and burn, make it appreciate faster than PulseChain. Well, anytime, I don't know. I could give you a bunch of answers on that. It's like, if you burn something, does it make price go up? Not necessarily. What makes price go up is more buyers and sellers, right? You have other complexities like liquidity. You have maybe if there's deflationary pressure, such as burning, there's less supply, so less can be sold. There's a whole bunch of different directions for that, but we don't know what the tokenomics are exactly with PulseChain yet. So I'm going to save my comments for PulseChain versus PulseX until we get testnet v3, which should be based on what PulseChain should be. We'll know all the tokenomics. We'll see how much it is for staking validators. If it's going to be 32 million or otherwise. We'll have a better idea of the total supply if that's changed. Yeah, I think we don't have enough data yet, but it's like, the analogy I give to is, what's better, 2 scoops of ice cream or 3 scoops of ice cream? You're still eating ice cream. You still got ice cream. So I think both will do fantastic. That's the consensus, at least. Big screens for ice creams. Yes. What's up, Frosty Dog? Do we know how decentralized PulseChain will be versus, well, if Alex ever makes that box you plug in and become a validator or a node, then you can help decentralize the network yourself by plugging in a box, buying a box and plugging it in like a router. But I'm not sure. Isn't there, I think I was on Coffee Stream the other day and he brought up a heat map for either Ethereum or for PulseChain testnet V2B validators, and they seem pretty distributed. So I don't know. Unclear. Again, a lot of stuff, we got to see testnet v3 launch, and then we'll have a whole bunch more data and some actual stuff to talk about. Other than, I don't want to tell you something just because like I have an opinion. If you ask a question like that, I want to give you either a good answer, or I'll tell you that I don't have enough data to give you a good answer, or I found someone who can give you a good answer if I'm not able to as well. So hope you understand. Let's see. So yeah, again, anybody, well, here's some answer from HEX Huddle. So before, there were a set number of validators, I believe, with the delegated proof of stake and basically the centralized version that we were going to do, more centralized at least. But I think with ETH 2.0, it'll be more decentralized, at least then the testnet v3 and mainnet should be more decentralized than testnet v2b and what we were going to launch as mainnet. I will go on a limb and say that, at least. But again, we don't have all the data yet. Again, everyone, if you want me to look up a coin or whatever, yeah, man, no worries. No worries. Good questions. If you want me to look up a coin, talk about it that I didn't talk about before, let's see what we go through. What I say before. Again, AMA, ask whatever you want. I'll stay at least a few more minutes. We covered HEX as just number 0, basically. Then Hedron and Icosa, 1 and 2. Then I did an aside on WATSA. And then we talked about the perpetuals, number 3, official number 3. We talked about PSLD and PSLB and that ecosystem, number 4. And then we talked about weight as number 5. And then communists. God, you really need to practice saying communists. We talked about as the bonus. So yeah, you can tell a lot about people in crypto by just asking what their mission is. I should probably start asking more people what their mission is. Most people either don't have one at all, besides like some off-the-cuff defensive answer, or they don't have a very good one. Like, get rich quick isn't a good mission, in my opinion. Yes, there are better, worse ways to do things. We live in a world where you can objectively measure stuff or discount them if we get enough useful data out of it. But yeah, my mission is like I care about creating and maintaining my wealth and health, happiness, as quickly as patiently as possible. But even then, my mission goes beyond that. It's like I think RH is going to continue doing amazing stuff in the world. I like his ideals in life first, and again, following for 6 years. I like his crypto principles. Most people who read his book Scivive would understand this too about the life stuff. And if you don't, then you just don't. But I think having a mission and sticking with it is a very good thing and can really get you on a stable, settled path, create a lot or prevent a lot of confusion, avoid making mistakes you otherwise would have made if you just know the direction you're going and you stick with it. So mission oriented. That's what I like to describe my interactions in the ecosystem and why I'm up here streaming and why I try to support Hexicans and all the cool stuff we're doing. Back to the chat, bank. See, it's got to be in the RH ecosystem, by the way, too. I don't think Mike Roth, I don't think BankX is in the RH ecosystem. Correct me if I'm wrong. And if it is, I'll look it up. Do you like Texan token? Yeah, that's one. Texan token. So I don't know much about Texan token. I know Rags and Crypto Heartbeat did that one. Let's see, Texan token. Again, it's in the RH ecosystem. I'll at least look it up, take a look. But I don't know much about it. Declare independence, security, freedom. Rags talked about it a few months ago, I think before it launched on the channel when I had him on. Just go through the website. Endowment. What is Texan? Yeah, he mentioned it was about getting more people involved. You can stake it, stake your Texas look up endowment contract. Wow, 22. Yeah, I remember that 22-year max. No admin keys. Okay. Whoa, 100 trillion. Okay. And only deflates when penalties accrue. Okay. Yeah, I don't know much about this one. I'm just scrolling through it like anyone else would who just clicked on it. Okay. Cool. People in Texas, I like as a libertarian, I tend to like my Texans. They got a very interesting flavor in all the people in America, and I like a lot of their values. I'll say that, but don't know much about Texan token in particular. So do your own research. I'm just scrolling through the website. I believe, Rags to Riches and Crypto Heartbeat did Texas token. So if you're interested, Texan.cc looks like here. What else do we got? Let's go back to Alex. Trending United States on Twitter page. I know. We keep shooting down stuff, whether it's balloons or we're shooting down UFOs or I don't know what's going on. I keep seeing it though. Here's my throwback cup to the last bear market. Institutionals coming. That's JP Morgan, Chase, Square, reaching into the soul and ripping out the heart of Bitcoin and all the hodlers out there. So I always like this cup to remind me that I've been through 2 bear markets now. I'll probably go through a third one too, or at least 3 bear. Let's see, 1, 2. So that means I've been through 2 bull markets. I'll go through 1 more bull market at least. So yeah, hopefully everyone just goes through 1 more bull market, right? You can get rich, figure out what you want to do, pay off your mom's house, save babies, or start a foundation, invest in longevity research. Lots of cool stuff you can do when you're not broke. So get to planning and And trustless yield may just be able to help you out too. ChatGPT is good for lonely boomers. You know, I've been thinking about getting ChatGPT Premium so I can get some up-to-date data if they have that. Because I think it's super useful. But they definitely, I would definitely appreciate some 2023 data, at least 2022. So I could do, if I do get Premium, I will probably do a stream on it so we can all benefit from its information, because you can't answer a lot of the current ChatGPT can't answer a lot of questions that I've asked it before. Can't tell me about PulseChain. It can't tell me a bunch of interesting stuff. Let's see, Pulse Doge, Poor Pleb, Pulse Trump Coin, potential. So I covered Pulse Doge. Let me just throw up Pulse, Poor Pleb. I had, damn it, I had Hexy Bastard on the show a while back talking about Poor Pleb. So search RHMax Hexy Bastard, RHMax Poor Pleb. You want to see those videos? Yeah, that is another free claim, I think. That was a free claim. So another meme coin, if I remember correctly. Haven't kept up with it too much. Again, I try to, nothing personal against any coin in the ecosystem, but I just try to concentrate my focus and consciousness on a minimum number of things. So I'm really into Hedron, really into Hex, PulseChain, of course. But there's a lot of things that I spend minimum attention on just because I just don't want to be spread too thin. Like I want to be, like when I talk about things and I buy things and I hold things and I stake things, and I want to understand all the mechanics, or at least what I need to understand. And it's much easier to do that if I pick a handful of products versus 20 different ones. So I support people who are making positive price feedback loops in the ecosystem, or you're having some clear of awesome utility. Liquid Glowns for PulseChain, example of that. Or onboarding. I did a whole Twitter thread on like how I evaluate projects I'm interested in this ecosystem based on positive price feedback loops with blue chips, Hex, PulseChain, PulseX, utility, not just hopium, but like real onboarding potential. Maybe memes are in that category, for example. So poorpleb.win, a lot of PP jokes. We love the Red Bull and the PP jokes. And I believe they had a free claim or a sack phase, or both. Actually, I think they had both, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I had Hexy Bastard on the show. So, and then there's Pulse Trump Coin. I don't know if I've heard of that one. Yeah, I don't know about this one. If you have a link, show me the link on that and verify that it is in the ecosystem, because I'm not too sure on that one. Altcoins use case is too short. I'm not sure I understand that one. If you want to elaborate. Like, are altcoins everything but Bitcoin, or are altcoins everything but the blue chips? It's hard to, need a little bit, nail that one down just a little bit. See what Maxi, they invested $10 billion. So coming for your lunch, Google. They can figure it out. They want to, at least. Can't figure out the FUD that I heard was out there somewhere. No shortage of FUD. You're like, SEC's banning staking. Yeah, that's not exactly the case. You could even say it's bull. I don't want to say, I was watching Your Fin So Me, and he's like, I don't want to be like everything's bullish for Hex. I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to be like that too. I don't want to say I don't want to be take the opposite opinion. That's not even contrarian. That's just like, you're just taking the opposite side. Contrarian is when you think from the ground up instead of what society thinks. So you're able to see opportunities and understand that when everyone thinks that something is right, it's probably, it could be wrong, or it could not quite be that way. So them cracking down on trusted staking, if you will, instead of trusted or trustless staking. Hex unaffected, as far as I can understand. Texans, similar to weight, We're going to order around PSD and Hedron free. Yeah. Free money for sacrificers. And yeah, I really like the 1-for-1 swaps or the free claims or the airdrops, or I just respect people for building. And there's a lot of great projects to do sacrifice phases, obviously. Not taking anything away from them. But if you build a product that's really good and popular and awesome, and you didn't take any money for it, extra props. If you can do that, that's not an easy thing to do. The more wallets, better. Even with some dust stacked. Yeah, sure. That'd be a lot of. I mean, there's so much untapped potential out there for getting more holders on board, for airdropping people stuff. I mean, scratching the surface still. People did a lot of cool stuff. Nothing to take away from the efforts of people doing stuff, but there's a lot of stuff. Trance token airdrop. Yeah, Chronic Carl. I haven't heard of that one either. If you give me a link and verify that it's in the RH ecosystem, I will. We'll see if we can discuss it. What features would you like to see in the RH Future Crypto Wallet? Burning, for one. I think I answered some comment today on PulseChain wallet stuff, and it doesn't even have to have a coin. If it burns PulseChain or PulseX, if you use the wallet, that would be one, a great way to incentivize people to actually use the wallet instead of MetaMask. And two, of course, that's, deflationary pressure on the blue chips that we like. So that's what I'd like to see. It doesn't matter if it has a coin or not. If it has its own token, it doesn't matter if there's a wallet token, as long as it does something cool with PulseChain or PulseX. That's what I like to see. More UFO stuff. Don't think it's going away. I know it's like everyone's woken up to aliens maybe exist or something. UFO's been around for a while. Where you guys been? Lots of HSIs coming up for grabs, or were the early burns being recycled all the same liquidity to date? Frenzy, yeah. Yeah, no. HSI auctions. Do I still have it on here? Let me go back to the auctions. Hedron.today. On stream. I don't get to talk about all these different cool coins in the ecosystem very often. So thanks for coming out, everyone. Yeah. And there's different calculators. If you go to look Shill Sloth site real quick, click into hedron.com. It's a new website by Crypto Sloth. It has a bunch of calculators on it that you can use to see if you are getting, good HSI deals, literally. So it even lists some here. And then you can see if we click on one. Yeah, this is awesome. You can literally click on one. You can see the value of the bid. Is that the current bid, I guess? Underlying ICOSA, cost to make the HEX. And good deal relative to minimal ICOSA? Yes. Good deal relative to cost to make the stake? Yes. There you go. Game changer. Game changer for the auctions. You can use Hedron.today and look into Hedron to determine, let's see, is that the one on there right now? 61181. Yeah. So you can literally use this in tandem to figure out if you want to bid on stuff or not. Cool stuff, man. Very cool stuff. And then let's see, 59. Let's go. What is the ICOSA staking APY this year? Dude, astronomical? I don't know. I've looked at my dashboard and said it's been 4 or 5 months, and I've seen like the principal versus the yield, and the yield is more than the principal after a few months. I'm like, what? Insane in a very good way. So it seems to be very high, Simba, very high. This is pumping very hard, but don't punish me. Oh, it's on BSC. Yeah. Didn't even see that one first. Devs do something. Talking about PulseChain? I think they are doing stuff. They're just not telling us that much. Richard did the dev outreach marketing. And then, I don't know, do you want Prada again? I like the dev routers. I mean, dev outreach marketing is like he just posts, at least there's screenshots. He just says a bunch of stuff, which gives us material to go talk about. It gives me motivation to go research and figure out what he's even talking about. And then, really, dev explain it to people. But it's funny. It's funny that I kind of miss some of the Prada days. I've got so many, there's so many pictures, and I use them for thumbnails sometimes. And I'm like, I need to go back through the tweets and find more cool pictures of him doing that, or he needs to go shopping again. One of those. Thoughts on Blippi token. Oh, I think as far as I know, that's a long-standing joke. I don't think Hexologist is doing a token. Blippi token. Best deal of Hex or some Maxi patch. Man, I'm telling you, they don't look to be much of a premium on those perpetuals, which is kind of crazy. Maxi is holding a premium pretty well, it seems like. And market's pricing that in, but for the perpetuals, I don't know. Maybe some opportunities there. They're peppers. Nice. Yeah, except one gets the actual Hex at the end of stake, exactly. Hex and Hedron, I think, with the perpetuals, I believe, and with Maxi, as far as I know. I think they got that in as a last-minute feature, if I remember correctly. Yes, Hexfire is amazing. I went through it with Crypty Man the other day. Not Crypty Man. I got Crypty Girl and Crispy Man mixed up. Crispy Man. I went through it with him the other yesterday on stream. He went through it. He is the creator. Shout out to him and his Patreon, by the way. You want to support a excellent person who makes all these amazing charts for not only Hex, but also Maximus and Hedrons too. Then you can check this out. There's a ton of different charts. Wanted to click on one that was like, where's the area? Yeah, Hexfire charts. Here you go. Look at this. Look at this. All kinds of cool stuff. All kinds of information you figure out. Fantastic stuff. Hexfire.io. Did you coin Hexosystem? Cool, man. Copyright included. Can we get Prada and dev updates? That would be cool if he was doing some sort of dev updates. I don't know how you do that. There's a few different ways you could go with that. Maybe, I don't know, you have to take a picture of him wearing Prada at the laptop, not coding, just talking to the dev chat probably. Maybe, or you could, maybe there's some secret hidden messages in PulseChain validator, because you can do like a broadcast message. I was reading too. Maybe broadcast a bunch of Prada stuff, a bunch of Prada words and products and models and stuff. RH mentioned ECC some time ago. Yeah, that is a big part of cryptography, ECC, and I mean, there's a whole bunch of different ciphers, and I know a little bit about cryptography. Doing security professionally, you kind of got to. So there's a video. Cool. Prada and LV should. That's true. Kind of like the Chuck Norris. Prada and LV, they should make Hex stuff. All right, everyone. I think I'm going to wrap it up. I think that was a pretty fun stream. Any other questions? You'll have anything else you want to talk about? Again, want to talk about the top coins for staking, airdrops, free claims this past year, and could do well in 2023. We'll have to wait and see. Let's see, Paul, will we get a reset with test tokens with V3? A reset with test tokens. Are you saying if your wallet has tokens in it on the previous testnet, will you still have those copies in V3? I think so. Are they doing like a new? Yeah, I'm not sure where they're forking. Wherever they're forking and launching V3 on, you should have those same copies in your wallet. Yeah. Oh, wallet reset for sacrifices. So you expecting like updated numbers on your sacrifice, on your Pulse and PulseX? I don't know if the numbers have changed. Maybe they did. But oh well, I'll drop this here real quick. That is, let's see, fatty.io. Go here and you can type in your address and look at your different stuff, your different testnet values, like Godwell, for example. You look at his wallet and see how many coins he has, and they don't call him Godwell for no reason. Look at that. So you can see all his test pulse and stuff. So you can type your own wallet address in there, and it'll at least give you the numbers from V2B. I assume this is what this is based on, and I guess they would refresh it for V3. So what were the airdrops again? There was so airdrops, free claims, or good crypto staking stuff in the RH ecosystem. So we went through Hedron, went through Icosa, Watsa as the NFTs in the ecosystem. Hex, of course, was the number 0 that we talked about, which is just the staking part. It wasn't actually, it wasn't free claim. Hex was a free claim. I don't even think about it these days. For Bitcoiners, if you had Bitcoin, you could sign a message and get your Hex free claim that was staked for a year automatically 3 years ago. So technically, Hex was a free claim. And then Maximus, staking, trustless staking pools. And then we talked about Pulse Doge, Pulse Bitcoin, all that. And then Wait, Xerox Coast Wait. And then we talked about Communis. Yay, I said it correctly, Communis. You can mint as a Hex staker. So yeah, rewind and go through the first 30 minutes or so if you want to check that out. Oscar, nice to have you. Yeah, likely new. Yeah, I think you may see some changes because new chain. Yeah, hard to say. Anyways, everyone, hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. Thanks for joining me. I will, pretty sure I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow, but I'll be on Dollar Cost Crypto stream on Monday, as far as I know, day before Valentine's Day. And that should be a fun stream. So tune in then. Appreciate you all. Scivive and 5555, everyone. See you later.